That's right. Jalapeño Party 95.7 FM, 1700 AM, San Antonio, Texas, 99.9 FM. We got Crispin with the Latin Global Factor here in the house. So big shout out to Crispin, man. We got a couple questions for you, brother. What's this Global Latin Factor about, bro?
All right, so the Global Latin Factor, again, my name is Crispin Valentin, and I do the Global Latin Factor podcast, which is a podcast that's focusing on Latinos. We have Latinos in the community. We talk about celebrities. We talk about people in history. We talk about food. Anything related to Latino, that's what we talk about. That's why we say talk about Latino everything.
Okay, nice. And who's all in the podcast, brother?
So it's myself only, and I got my boy Carlos. Big shout out going out to Carlos. He's the videographer, producer, editor. Whenever you see the final video that comes out, we have it on video and audio. You'll be able to see Carlos, and he does amazing work.
Nice. And another thing I wanted to ask you, bro, is where can people find you, bro?
All right, so as far as the podcast itself, you can find it anywhere. You can find it on YouTube. You can Google it. You can find the Global Latin Factor. Or if you on audio, you like listening to audio, you can look it up on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pandora, you name it, we're there. And if we haven't been there yet, I'm finding a way to get us in there.
Nice.
So if you want to check it out, look for the Global Latin Factor podcast.
All right, let's give them to it one more time. The Global Latin Podcast. The Global Latin Factor Podcast.
For sure.
And then what all do you talk about, bro?
So as I mentioned earlier, we talked about Latinos. To me, it feels like the goal of the podcast is to present ourselves as people, as human beings, and to show all the things that we've done in history as far as the Latino community has done, whether it be about food, color TV, going to space, as having one of the first females to go to space. Different things like that people don't know about, and it needs to be talked about more and more.
Nice.
And that's what we present with the podcast. Bring that to the people. Bring awareness. That's what we've done. We just here to participate.
That's nice, man. That's nice. It's actually good to see somebody doing something like that for the Latin culture, man. For la cultura, for toda la gente. Give out your social media one more time, bro, so they know where to find you.
So the easiest way to find us is to Google the Global Latin Factor podcast. You'll find the website that we have as well, and you'll find all the social media. It'll all pop in there, and easier to connect with us. We're more than happy. And if you have a story, if you feel like you got a story, whether you're an entrepreneur, a student, or whatever the case might be, and you feel like you got a story to tell, I would love to talk to you. So hit us up, either on the website or any other social media. And we're more than happy to go ahead and share your story with the masses.
Nice. That's good, man. It's good to see you doing your thing, Crispin. I know you've been on it for about, 2 years now?
So the podcast itself is going on 2 years. Recently, one of the blogs put us on the 35 of the best podcasts on the internet.
Nice.
So
man,
number 35, going on 2 years. It feels really good.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing accomplishments. Slowly but surely, brother. One more thing I wanted to ask you is what is the goal for the podcast, bro?
So the ultimate goal, as I mentioned earlier, is to present ourselves as people. A lot of the times, if people don't understand that we're just human beings, just like everybody else. People want to label us something else.
Correct.
And they want to take our humanity away, but I let you know that no, we are people. We just do things a little bit different. And this is not just including just all Latinos, right? Anybody that's been curious about Latino culture, like how these people work, but we're going to give you an insight of how the Latinos in the community work. We talk to different people from all over, from California to it was Missouri. We get to talk to as well, and you can see how we function. Like we're just people, really, at the end of the day, and that's the ultimate goal. And eventually to grow the podcast, the brand itself, and to expand in different directions, and eventually to have an own studio for the podcast.
Awesome, man. That sounds like you definitely got some goals in mind, and man, gracias a Dios, hopefully everything comes true for you, brother. And one other thing I wanted to tell you is, I know you mentioned you have a lot of Dallas artists in there as well, ¿verdad?
Absolutely. So here we also talk to a lot of the independent artists in the DFW area. We've talked to a few of them. Some of them actually been here. Mandy Red, Louis the Great, and a few others.
Correct.
And some of those, we give them a shine too. We give them a great interview. The interview itself is long formatted. I spent a lot of work on researching on this artist to give y'all a lot of insight about this particular artist.
Correct.
And it takes me a good while to get that interview together to even talk to him. And then by the time you finish watching the episode, you'll be like, oh, dang, I didn't realize they did that much. I didn't realize they did that much. Or I didn't realize they went through this, you know?
Yeah,
and that's exactly what I want to present to y'all, especially the artists here in the Dallas area, the DFW area. So for sure, yeah.
That's awesome, man. Well, hopefully everybody's tuning in. You know where to find them. That's Crispin, Global Latin Factor. You can catch them right there. Heard here, right here on Jalapeño Party 95.7 FM.
Let me get a couple shout outs. Jalapeño Radio, whenever you're taking a break and not listening to, you can definitely check out the podcast. Again, as I mentioned earlier, big shout out going out to DJ Reeve for giving us an opportunity, a platform to let everybody know what we're doing as far as the podcast itself, for the Latino, for the community, to let you know that, you know, you still have a voice. It used to be, remember the song Latino Stand Up? We now be standing. We're no longer about to stand up. We've been standing now. But we're going to continue to do that and show that that's who we are.
That's nice, man. It was a good talking to you, Crispin, man. Good luck to you, brother, and good luck to the Global Latin Factor, brother. And it was awesome having you in the studio. We're fixing to continue with the mix. DJ Rockstar Overdose. Vamonos, brother.